Hi everybody. Today I want to show you how to go ahead and use Illustrator. As you can see, I've lost my voice, and that's why we're doing the screen recording. First thing you're going to need to do is open up Illustrator. To do that, you need to be in the Finder menu over here just to get started. So I'm clicking anywhere on my desktop, so I see Finder. Then I go to Go, Applications, and you're going to look for Adobe Illustrator, which is this folder right here. It's a folder, it's not the actual application. So if I click on this arrow, it brings me over. That is the actual application. And what I like to do is put it down on my dock. So I take it and I drag it all the way over so I see that my dock wiggles around and now it's there. And if I click on it, I already have it open, so it just did it instantly, but I can see I have Illustrator open over there. Once you have Illustrator open, and as you can see I'm working on a couple different projects here already, I want to show you how to create a new file yourself. So you go to File, New, and this menu comes up. It's going to ask you, well, what size do you want it to be? Typically, it just depends on what you're making. Just because this is a practice piece, I want to make sure everybody knows how to do this. We're going to make a 5" by 5", which is pretty small. We're not using it for anything. For us, we always want our color mode to be RGB. And I usually keep my raster effects at 300 ppi. I'll explain what that means later on. But that's typically what I want. I want one artboard. So I'm going to say OK. And I should see, yeah, there it is, a perfectly blank screen right here. This little square right here, by the way, is your artboard. That's basically your printable area. What's cool about this is when you start working with Illustrator, and you might not even be able to do this as successfully as I do, but if I add something here, I can have objects physically move off the artboard, or I can place them on or off the artboard. But this right here will not print a square. What this will be is, that's just saying that's the size and the dimensions of your actual paper, if that makes any sense at all. And let's pretend this is like the desk around the paper, so you can move an object off of the paper and onto the desk. All I really want you to do is know how to open a file, save the file. So we're going to save this. Normally I would have you save this in the workgroup server, but the school is moving away from that. So we're going to do something a little weird. I'm going to start by saving my file to the desktop. If you wanted to, you could save it to your documents. I'm going to call it test. Just test. And notice that I just left the AI at the end. That indicates it's an Adobe Illustrator file. If I erase all that and just call it test, because I have the format as Adobe Illustrator, no matter what I do, it's going to put the .ai at the end. What you don't want to do is type in .ai yourself. It won't work if you do that. In fact, the file might not work. So you're going to save it as test. I'm putting mine on my desktop for now. And what I'm going to do is, and this comes up. I'm working on CS5. You have version CS6, so you're going to keep this as CS6. And I'm going to say OK to that. And I know I just saved there. Now we're not done yet. There's one more thing you need to do. You need to upload this to the correct server. So in the calendar for our class specifically, I have a folder that I created in Google Drive. So I'm going to go to that folder, and you're turning this into me. So go to your specific block. I'm going to click on block C1. And as you can see, if I click Open in Drive, and then I'm going to look for a folder called Work to Turn in block C1. And there it is, Work to Turn in. So I'm clicking on that folder, and there's a folder inside that folder called Test. So what I want to do is I want to upload the test file to that. So how do I do that? Well, my desktop is, it's kind of embarrassing, but it's a horrible mess. As you can see, I have way too much stuff here, so I can't even find that file. If I did, I could just drag it in there. But because I am a very sloppy person when it comes to my desktop, I don't even know where it is. So I'm going to find it a different way and just drag it in a different way. I'm going to go to File. Actually, I have to go to Finder again. File, New Finder window. And I'm going to go to Desktop, if it lets me. That's interesting. It's just showing me my documents. Okay. That's annoying. Anyway, what I would do is I'd find the folder file here. So maybe I'll just type in test and see what comes up. Huh. Too many things called test. All right, that didn't work. So I don't know again why it's not showing up over here. But what you would do is when you do find the file, so hopefully you don't have as much stuff, you would drag it. Then this is obviously not the file. You would drag it into the folder right here. So you would go to test, and then you would drag it into the folder. You can see a little plus here, and it'll say, do you want to drop that here? So that's what you would do. And I will have to look for my file and do just that with it, but that's how it works. So that's your first goal, is to create a test file and save it into specifically this folder.